Okay, so stage one of our engine clean business then. First thing we're going to do is seal it, so to make sure no grit can get inside it anywhere. Now this will involve taking off all of the necessary like loose bits around the edge. Okay, so I think I'll take the flywheel off, start motor off, and generator and that out of the front of it as well, and then we'll have another look and reassess. Okay then, so this is the first time I've actually looked inside one of these things, and I'm videoing this as much for my benefit, or well actually rather for my benefit, not for your benefit, just so I can see how everything goes and how everything goes back together when I want to put it back together. Okay, so I'm just going to go to the usual technician method of, well, I'm just going to undo bolts until it's all gone. Right, so what have we done? 4 screws off of that, 3 screws out of that. Just going to take these 2 Phillips out of there now. Okay, so put those in. Okay, 2 screws out of the side of that unit. That's come out. That's in our box of many things. Okay, now that doesn't want to come off, so I'm guessing I probably need a puller or something to get it off. So, as it is, there is no need for me to take it off, so it's going to stay there for now. Because inside all of this, I'm going to clean all of this up. But I'm not going to sandblast it inside here. The cleaning up of the outside is just for visual. Okay. So starter motor and flywheel. Up. Tell you what, these are worth their weight in gold, these things. Mind you, they're expensive enough. Could be actually made of gold. Flywheel off. How much weight to this flywheel? Now a box of bits. Okay. Starter motor. Well, that socket. Okay, 2 bolts there. I think something holding that at the back too. Oh yeah. A little bracket with some 10mm bolts on there. Bastard. It's a bloody... Oh. Stud, which means I'm going to take the bracket off, which is easy with that bolt hole. Oh, I see. No, forget it. You don't need to undo the 8mm because we need to undo this 10mm. There's a lower 8mm. That's on the starter motor as well. There's me. I was looking at it thinking like it was something else. Wash off. Starter motor. Come out of there. Good. Now a box of bolts. Box of bits. Okay, starter motor's off. Breather pipe. Right, the breather pipe can stay. I have no idea what that is. You know what? I reckon we've taken off everything that we need to take off, which is good. Very good. Oh, it's been freezing in here at the minute. Right, okay. We have Foster's, Bailey's. Well, it is Christmas. And right, we are in the process of sealing this thing up. So you can see I've done this. I've done the exhaust port and the inlet port on this cylinder head on that side. I'm just looking at doing the back end here then, so around here. Now we're not going to blast in here, but the grit gets absolutely everywhere, so we've got to seal it somehow. So what I'm going to try doing is I've got some like brake cleaner, and what I'm going to do is just spray a bit around here, like so. And I'll get a little brush, I think, give this a good old wipe down. We have then, so just a little paintbrush, and I'm just going around and getting all of the clutch dust and all of the horrible stuff off of around here. Now this probably isn't very good for this seal, but it's going to have to deal with it. Okay, and a bit of a clean off. You can see how well it's going to come up. But like I say, this isn't about making it look nice and shiny inside the engine where we can't see the bloody thing anyway. But it's about trying to get rid of the grease and the dust so we can then seal it up. But that'll do us nicely, I think. And the good thing about the brake cleaner is it dries in an instant, you know what I mean? It just evaporates away. So, and if it doesn't, you just get a bit of air on it and it will just disappear, which is great, so it doesn't stay wet. Okay, looks good to me. It's very good to me. So I'll try putting some tape on here, just sealing this bit up. Okay, bear with me. Well then, I reckon we're ready to go here. So far then, I have sealed up all of the holes on this engine, so far as I can tell. The intake and the exhaust ports on the cylinder heads, the engine breather, at the back end of the engine then, I've just taped it all. I cleaned it off with a degreaser, and then obviously tape will stick to it then, and it's great, so that's sealed. And in the front here, what I've done is I've put that unit back on, and I've just sealed this up with gloves and tape rather. And I've put the oil cooler back on as well, because I want to clean this anyway, and it seals the hole down there, which is good. So in theory, I'm not going to get any grit inside this engine unless there's something fundamental that I've forgotten here and I just can't see. Now then, we are not going to spray grit in the front of the engine or the back of the engine. We're just cleaning up the outside of the engine and all around here. So obviously we're going to get, some's going to get in there, it's inevitable, but we're not going to be actually directly spraying it on anything in the front or the back of the engine. Okay, okay. So I think we're ready to go. So, what do I know about sandblasting then? What have I learned over time? Well, here's all my grit. I've got to sift that back into that hopper in a minute. Now then, I've been told this, and you might remember, I can't remember how much I talked about this last time we did this, but that was a year ago now. So apparently you do it on rubber, when the grit comes out at a rate of knots, as you can imagine, as it hits something hard, then it gradually gets smaller and smaller until it's no good anymore. So if you do it against rubber, then all of the stuff that misses the engine doesn't actually damage itself, so you can reuse it again and it lasts for longer. So that makes perfect sense to me. I can understand that. Now then, we are going to use this little thingy. Look back a year if you want to know what it was. That's when we actually first got this out and had to play around with it. I haven't really used it much since then because I haven't really had much to do with it since then. But we're going to have a go at that engine trim, and we're going to go have a go at this engine. Now I'm going to try, what I'm going to do, I'm going to wrap the phone up in a bag and see if I can actually show you what's going on with it. Because the compressor, someone asked about the compressor the other day, and it's very small, this compressor. It's too small for this job if you're in a hurry. It will do this job, it's just going to take a long time, because you'll notice what happens. I'll have to keep coming, I'll have to keep stopping and coming back to it again. But then it doesn't matter too much in a way because I'm recycling the grit, so it gives me a chance to stop and recycle some of the grit again while it's going on. Okay then, so the compressor. The compressor will run up to 8 bar and then it will turn itself off. And then I'll use it, it will go down to 5 bar and then the compressor will cut back in again and try and start build the pressure back up to 8 bar again. Now while I'm using it for doing sandblasting, I use more air than this can give me, or just about. It can only just keep up, can't even keep up. We will drop below 5 bar if I continue to use it. So I found the best way of doing this is to use it, let the compressor kick in, and then stop using it for a while. Let the pressure build up to around about 7.5 bar, and then start using it then, because then it runs for quite a long time. It can maintain enough pressure to actually sandblast with for a reasonable amount of time. Okay? I am actually going to try and video this, so I'm going to get a bag or something to put the phone in so I don't cover the phone in sand, just so you can see how effective it is. Okay. Okay. Well, let's give it a go. I've also got to get rid of, I've got to get some of clothing on and get a dust mask and that sort of thing on as well. So I'll be back very shortly.